someone feels as if their soul was literally tied to yours. Like they can't escape it. They cannot run away from the truth behind this connection, because you have met before, and there not only is there a familiarity where they're like, I think I know you, I feel like we've met before, but they were flooded almost instantly with past life memories is what I'm picking up on. Like they were looking into your eyes and they had such a strong feeling that was unlike anything they've ever experienced before. And I'm also feeling it here in that area where it's like this excitement, but there is such a depth about your connection that it almost makes it supernatural or otherworldly, okay? So there's a layer of it being sacred, and it feels ancient. So it feels like the salt of the earth is what I'm hearing, like the essence of life. It feels like, you know, when they met you, it was this insight that washed over them in a second, and they just knew. And I'm almost stuttering. It's like they're like unable to express how it truly feels. But there was a deep inner knowing that you're a big, important part of their life, but they don't really know why, okay? So they feel like they met you before, but a part of them was like, okay, yeah, well, right, okay, like past lives, right. Where it's like your ego is trying to tell you like, okay, you're going crazy, but actually you're not going crazy, you're remembering. And there's this remembering that is under layers, and it's, you know, when you have amnesia and a part is like clouded, but it's still underneath. All those memories are still underneath. And it's when you come to this earth, of course, when you incarnate, you forget everything about your past lives, but that doesn't mean that you didn't have them. And all these things that you feel drawn to, or even sometimes things were triggered by, this is all from your past lives. And you just have this connection that has been going on for a very, very long time. Now let me get into their energy, because this is really interesting. Now before we get started, just a quick reminder. Hi, if you're new here, I am sharing messages on this channel that I received from the collective, okay? It's like tapping into collective love and messages, sharing them. I'm also talking about thought transmission, aka telepathy. And if you're interested in working with me, I offer personalized readings now. They're linked down below. So if you're curious about what your person is thinking, feeling, a message basically from their higher self, which is what I'm doing here. I'm tapping into the higher self energy, into what their soul is really offering as of messages. This is a deeper layer. So if you're interested, the messages are basically like this video, but more personalized. Just to let you know, it's down below like all of my offers. So the first thing that came through was your soul touched me in ways no other person has before. So something about you is different, and in a way that it's unexplainable. Okay, it's not there's this one thing about you that is different. No, everything is different. Sometimes they're even like, are you real? Are you real? Is this all a dream? And well, they're saying every day I wake up grateful to be in this incarnation with you. The chance of coming here together at the same time, this is not a coincidence. It feels like this was meant to be. You're my destiny. There is a very strong sense of destiny, of fate. And almost, you know, when you met, it felt a little bit like, am I in a movie is what I'm hearing. You know, when it all, first of all, meeting you, the moment you met was so random and so unexpected, where it's like, okay, what is this? Because usually when you meet someone and you don't know them, you haven't really spent a lot of time together, you haven't really had the opportunity to really get to know them. It's uncommon to have these deep feelings. But they met you and it was, nothing has ever been the same ever since, okay? So a part of them was really overwhelmed, yet it was the most amazing thing that ever happened to them. I am picking up the energy, or that's what they're saying. Was I born to love you? It sure feels like it. Because loving you is just as natural as breathing. It just is, you know? This is a whole other type of love that you both have never encountered. It is unconditional love, okay? And I was just looking up something yesterday and I stumbled across a post that summed it up perfectly. At the end of the day, the only thing you know is that you love them deeply and purely, and that part of you will love them until you die. And that hit it pretty much. Like, this is it. Remembering you is like remembering the pure essence of who they are when they are not all the layers, okay? When they look at you, yes, you're their mirror. They see themselves in you. And something about you is just truth. There's something about you that is just, this is it. This feeling of this is it, you know what I'm saying? Like when you get to the bottom of it all and you finally know what this life's all about, and this is what you have given them, and they're just so grateful. I'm seeing them bubbling over with gratitude and almost disbelief and shock. Disbelief and shock about meeting you. Because yes, this connection, it's not always easy, as in like, oh my God, butterflies and, you know, rose-colored glasses, but it's making you question everything you have known so far. This is what you have done, because ever since they met you, nothing has been the same. I want you to know that in this connection, it's really, really key, I'm saying this from my own experience here, to forget logic, okay? Forget logic, forget explaining, oh my God, this is why it's like this, and, you know, logically trying to get to the bottom of it all makes no sense. So there are a couple of things that I've learned on my own journey, because I feel that this is a twin flame connection that you were thrown into, let me just say it like this. With that mirroring, when that person is mirroring you, they're not always mirroring you in real time. This is a key thing that came to me recently. You might think, okay, they're instantly mirroring me always every single day, and let's say you're seeing your twin flame, they're doing things you don't appreciate, or you're a little disappointed maybe because you thought they had grown more. Don't doubt them, okay? They might not have already shifted externally, but they are already, like, you know, I don't know how to say it, but their higher self, the self that you can perceive in your mind when you're like, I know, you look into their eyes and you're like, I know, this is who they are. You see them in their purity, in their wholeness, okay? This is who they really are. This is them. They're revealing the real truth, okay? Because at the end of the day, we're all coming here whole and perfect. We're all, as we are incarnating, I know this sounds really woo right now, but we're all whole and complete. And sometimes in love, we've been taught to focus only on, oh my God, I don't like this about you. I don't like that about you. And then we're making up conditions of, okay, if you don't do this, I'm going to pull away my love from you. But with a twin flame connection, it's not like this. I want you to really trust their higher self when you are picking up on this beautiful, beautiful energy, your heart is just overflowing with love. It feels like it's expanding. Almost feels like a spiritual experience, because it is. Like, everything is spiritual, especially in love. But it feels so beautiful, and you get the glimpse of who they really are. I want you to trust this, okay? Because this is who they really are. And it's kind of their higher self is saying, please trust me. Please trust that what you see there is really me, and I really want to be that person. But I'm growing, I'm learning, and please don't give up on me in the meantime, is the energy. And there is a way, this is at least how I tapped into this more myself, because for me, the biggest issue was the physical reality missing him. And so I developed this method or exercise. Kind of like what I did was just sitting down, having a photo, looking into his eyes, and just allowing kind of my heart to tell him what I feel, communicating with my heart only, instead of going into my mind, questioning, going into doubts, going into all the what ifs, and focusing on the external, let's say you're not in contact and stuff like this. Things that can really get you down. Okay, you're just human, of course. You're having a human experience, and it's normal to miss your twin flame. But you can definitely connect on such a deep level that it goes beyond anything you've ever experienced. And you can even sometimes feel closer. It's crazy. It's wild. You can feel closer through that connection. It sounds counterintuitive than you might feel when you're face to face. And I've basically put all those tips together in case you're in the same boat and you want to connect more, want to tap into this unconditional love, to really be able to let go of any doubts, any anger, resentment that you might still be holding on, which is totally fine, okay? I'm not blaming here. I'm just saying there is a way to really tap into this unconditional love. And it is currently on sale. I've collected this all in my thought transmission workbook with all kinds of exercises that are really going to make it easier to connect to them. So if you want to check that out, the link is down below. And let me share just another idea or insight that I had, especially when it comes to the eyes. You might know this, like when you have a soul connection, could also be when you have a soulmate, of course, like a divine counterpart. The eyes are really something, It's not only that when we look into our person's eyes, we just feel this intensity and depth, the bond between us. I do really feel and believe that you're unlocking, okay, past life memories. I had such a strong download. I'm not joking. I had one time, it came out of nowhere. I did not try, okay? Like, I did not sit there and be like, okay, let me just unlock some past life memories. No, it just happened, and I was flooded with not only the knowing of who we were, which is so beautiful because it opened a whole entire door to a level of spirituality, or it made me understand why I feel certain things, or why I'm interested in certain things, because it correlates with my past life, which is super interesting. But I also feel with that layer of forgetting, where it's like, the deeper truth behind the soul connection is that you've been together before. And I do sense that when we are together with someone in a previous lifetime, we make this pact between our hearts, okay, where we're saying, oh, listen, let's do this again. And maybe there was a circumstance or something between you that made it extremely hard, for your relationship to flourish as it should have flourished. It should have been more harmonious. Maybe there were obstacles, and now you've incarnated again in this life to make it happen, to make it work. And deep down, your souls know, and there is this otherworldly pull. It's there because it's meant to be. you can trust in this, that your soul knows the way, but kind of we need to give away a little bit of control, a little bit of this micromanaging and be like, I'm gonna do this to make this person chase me or want me, but just give into this love, because that is going to lead you to the truth, you know? And okay, so I'm rambling again. But there is a message that came through, which was I was taking a walk and I just had this aha moment, this almost like a revelation where I was like seeing my shadow and I was like, okay, it really is like this. Your twin flame is like your shadow, because your shadow is always around you, you know? You can't escape it. You can run from your shadow, but it's always going to be as close as you are, because where you are, there's your shadow. Not to say that your twin flame is your dark side, or no, I'm not saying it in a way where it's like they're just a shadow, or, you know, they're just as worthy as you are. But it's more so you have no way of running from your shadow because it's part of you. It's just sometimes a hidden or denied part of yourself. And the message was, where am I going to run when you're within me? We are so intertwined. You're in every cell, every molecule. Where can I run to when no matter how fast I go, I will lose? Because you're right behind my eyes. You are in everything I see, in my ears, in every song, in my lungs, in every breath that I take. So that is the message from them. And I'm seeing them recharging, you know, like a battery. They're recharging through your energy and your love. And that is why it is so powerful to send our counterpart love, because it is a healing energy that we send out. You can't see it, obviously. You can't, okay? You don't see a string emanating from your heart, but this, okay, like this love, it sounds crazy, but it can go beyond anything. This love that you're sending out, it can reach them no matter where they are, no matter what they're doing. And you're sending them your intentions, because yeah, okay, there can be certain obstacles in the way, things where you're like, this is never going to work out. But beyond all of that, there's always love. And that love that you feel, let it be the guiding light for your connection, or in your connection. So that was a whole lot of rambling, guys. But I just felt called to share this message because I've learned so much on my own twin flame journey. I'm extremely grateful for this experience, even though, yeah, at times it can confront you with a lot of things. But I do feel that we're thrown into this for a reason, and there is also a higher purpose that you're meant to fulfill together. But I'm not going to get into this right now. Let me share the channeled songs, because I picked up on a couple songs. First of all, with this Time After Time, Incarnating Lifetime After Lifetime by Cyndi Lauper. Obviously, Time After Time. Undisclosed Desires by Muse. Amazing song. It's really giving twin flame to me, because there is also this part of hiding from each other, running from each other, even though I don't believe in this chasing, running, you know. It's more looking at yourself. How do you deal with this? Are you trying to close off when it gets too intense and you're like, oh my God, I don't want this? Or are you leaning into trust, opening yourself up to all those feelings? Because at the end of the day, there's nothing that you have to be afraid of, even if it gets a little intense. There's also nothing you can't talk about to them. You know, you can always talk to your counterpart, whatever's coming up, because that higher self version, like their soul, is open and loves you as you are. I want you to know that. Also, the song I Only Have Eyes for You, The Flamingos, and Destiny by Jim Berkman. Now let's see for the end, because we're already 20 minutes in here. Let's see what's coming up. Oh my God, we have a couple of cards falling out. Discovery and plan. Oh, okay. Whoever this is, they're very drawn to you because of your intelligence. They think that you're not only are you charming, witty, but you're really intelligent. I think you have a lot of wisdom around spirituality or topics that are out of the ordinary, I hear, and that makes them fall for you even more, because this is more than just a physical connection. This is a soul connection, and something about your energy right now, because I feel there is a recent, you have changed something about you. You're approaching life from a whole different perspective. With this here discovery, you have discovered a part of yourself that was almost hidden until you met that person, and now you're approaching life with that Leo energy. You're unapologetically yourself, you're unashamed, you're unafraid, and you're giving something so reckless in such a beautiful, loving way. Not reckless as in hurting other people, but reckless as in you're a leader. And this, combined with your intelligence, combined with all the knowledge you have, they're deeply, deeply fascinated with you, and also making plans. I'm seeing them really, they're making plans not only to build a life together, they wanted to be prepared. It could be that they're already thinking about a family or having children or stuff like that, but they also want to be prepared for you. Mentally, spiritually, physically, in all areas of life, okay? Theft. I'm hearing you've stolen my heart. This is not just, okay, so when you met, when this soul recognition happened, it was not just this normal, when you're like, okay, I fell in love with this person at first sight, and you're really starstruck. You're just fascinated. You feel like you're in love, okay? You've had it before. You've had that before. But that was more like a crashing is how I can describe it. So it's like this intense experience where your whole world is turned upside down and nothing has ever been the same since you met. But now I feel before you met them, you have not been ready to even consider having a family or being intimate in the way that you really share your entire life, because there was always this sense of, I can't really imagine that. You've had partners before where you were like imagining maybe spending a longer time, but it was never this, you were really sure as in, I would marry you tomorrow. I would promise myself to you, okay? There is a sense of really building a nest together, inheritance. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I was just hearing something about you closing out a cycle. I'm not really a big believer in karma, but there's something like I do believe in karma, but I don't think this is like a karmic thing here. I just think it's a closing out of a cycle of things that have been going on since your past lives, and you did not have the opportunity to live this out together. You did not have the opportunity to build this nest, to go through with your plans, and together you're discovering a whole new level. You're not only is this when you come together in the physical, it's not just a relationship. I want you to really understand this. It's not just a relationship. As all the other relationships you've been in, Whereas obviously you're a couple and you're romantic together and it's beautiful to love someone. Yeah, right. I mean, we can all see that, but it's more. You're meant to change the world together. You're meant to build together because it can only be done through you both. This is not something you can achieve alone. And they can also not achieve it with someone else. They can only achieve it with you, and their soul knows that. Oh my God. This is like, it's always so intense when those cards just literally mirror everything. And that goes to show that the world is your mirror. It's fated, okay? That connection between you is not just a coincidence. And I want you to really stop telling yourself, stop watering it down. Stop gaslighting yourself into seeing this as, oh my God, I'm just making it up. This is just random. No, your soul already knows. But it's like we have unlearned to trust our heart, to trust our intuition, to trust our soul, and that we already know. Deep down, you know, there's an inner knowing. And from now on, you're called to step into that Leo energy where you don't care what it looks like from the outside. You know it, like, this is not to brag or anything. When you're saying this, you're not bragging. When you're saying, I was meant to achieve great things here on this earth, I did not come here to just play around. I came here to change the world, then you're not bragging. You're not coming from your ego. You're really meant to achieve amazing things. But a part of this inheritance on this earth in your lifetime can only be unlocked with them. And you're already on that journey, okay? So don't ever think that things aren't shifting. And with that card of fate, when you're meeting someone in a fated way, nothing could ever prevent this encounter from happening because everything is conspiring in your favor to make you meet, okay? To bring you together, like against all odds. Like, it doesn't matter. It does not matter what has to happen for you to meet. And just like this, it doesn't matter what has to happen for you to live your purpose together. But believe in it, okay? Trust your own intuition more than anything out there because you already know. Your soul knows. Both of your souls know. So that is really such a powerful message. I got into a whole entire rant, guys, but sometimes I'm just like carried away. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for being here for this community that we're building. By the way, as I said before, my workbook is currently on sale. I'm spilling all the tea. And especially if maybe you're on the twin flame journey yourself, maybe you're in a divine counterpart connection or currently unable to reach your person for whatever reason, you can truly find so much comfort in this telepathic connection. And not only will it make you feel better, but it is going to leave the foundation for what is unfolding in the physical. So just know that they can feel you. They can really feel you. I'm not joking. Check it out down below. And thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to not miss out on more. And I'll see you around in the next one.